Hey guys, what's up? Ron Parks here, and welcome back to my channel. It's early morning here in LA, so let's just get into it. I thought now would be a good time to get a little personal on some facts about me, how I manage my finances, and why I started this channel in the first place. Over the years, I have benefited extraordinarily from people being open on YouTube about their lives, sources of income, and investment philosophy, and sharing real numbers. YouTubers like Graham Stephan, Nate O'Brien, and Pat Flynn, I'll put a link below to their channels. They open their lives up to audiences that could benefit from their experiences. I also want to see if I can inspire some people to achieve financial independence and build multiple revenue streams from passive income, real estate, and other investments. This is part one of a two-part video, as there is a lot of content I would like to cover, so I thought it would be a good idea just to break it down. So a little about me. I came from a very middle-class family in New York. My parents were educated, and my dad was a lawyer. And ever since I was young, I remember thinking two things. Number one, I wanted to have that fancy sports car I saw across the street from where I grew up. And number two, I did not want to have to depend on anyone financially. Now, regarding the car, when I was ready for it, it was no longer there. But at the time, it was a great fantasy. But I was starting to learn what things really cost and how you have to decide where you spend your dollars. Point number two was a lifesaver for me. I felt a need early on to be self-reliant and independent. I wanted to be able to feel free and have money so I can do what I wanted. I remember getting allowance every week, and when I went through it all, which was pretty quick, I knew I could not go back and ask for anything more. I wanted control. And that is one of the reasons that led me to think about money and life as a package deal. I did learn pretty quickly about financial planning, probably because I was an accounting major at college. At 17, I started putting money in stocks and gave $3,000 to a friend that had a small investment fund. Then at 21, I was going to work for a large accounting and consulting firm in San Francisco. Everyone around me was disciplined. They had clients they needed to take care of, but they were also getting a really good handle on how financial discipline is important. And working on behalf of my clients helped me with the learning curve on what I needed to do for myself. I followed these steps that I'm going to discuss today. And when I turned 30, I had built up a sizable investment and real estate portfolio. I was able to self-guide myself with the planning and investment strategy, but lots of people can use some guidance and expert advice. I also realized down the road after working for a number of companies as their chief financial officer that the best thing you can do is just work for yourself and take risks with opportunities that come before you. There is rarely any quick overnight success in building wealth. Millions and millions of people gamble hoping they will hit the Holy Grail. Maybe for some people it'll happen, but I would not count on it, and therefore I don't count on any miracles happening. Being happy with yourself, especially happy with your financial situation, takes time and hard work. Here are some of the takeaways where you should focus, whether you're in your teens, getting your first job, or whether you're close to retirement. These are universal. Honestly evaluate and find out what is your financial well-being. The hardest thing is being honest with yourself and allowing yourself to actually use data and not just your feelings to make your financial life better. So, how is your financial health? Understand the factors that support your feeling of financial comfort and well-being can actually help you lead better lives and also meet your goals and desires. I look for some tools and applications that you can use to start assessing your financial health. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau was established after the market crash of 2009 in order to have a resource in the federal government to look after your interests as a consumer of financial products. The Bureau has an online test you can take in about 5 minutes. You can get a quick assessment by answering just 10 questions, which will give you a financial well-being score or your temperature, along with ideas to improve the situation. The survey includes a consolidation of individual scores and a measure of individual and household characteristics that research suggests may influence your financial well-being. Some of those factors include your income and employment, your savings and your safety net, your past financial experiences, and financial behaviors, your skills, and your attitude. They compare your scores to the benchmark scores from thousands of questionnaires, so you can see how you compare. The items cover all 4 elements of the Consumer Financial Protection Board's definition of financial well-being: control over your finances, your capacity to absorb a financial shock, being on track to meet your financial goals, and having the financial freedom to enjoy life. You'll be scored on whether you have a high, medium, or low sense of financial well-being. Remember, you can't fail this test, and it is only one type of data that you should use in your overall financial plan, but it is a really good starting point. I will leave a link below for a PDF of the summary results so you can download the details and compare it to your score. Here are some quick takeaways from my analysis. Your financial health temperature is ranked on a scale of 0 to 100. If your score is below 49, then you rank at the very, very low end. To give you an example, only 5% of the people think they can come up with a $2,000 payment for an emergency. 82% experience food insecurity or food hardship, and 95% find it difficult to make ends meet. If you're on the medium-low score, between 30 and 37, 23% of you will habitually save, but only 38% have savings in excess of $250. 45% have experience with debt collectors, and only 12% can stay on a budget. Moving up the temperature scale, if you have a score between 38 and 49, only 30% have savings above $2,000. 80% of you find it hard to make ends meet, and 32% have had a credit application rejected. And the last medium score is between 50 and 57. More than half have auto deposits into savings accounts or retirement accounts, which is great. Only 32% of those people are actually able to pay their credit cards in full every month, and a small number have experienced some insecurity of food or hardship. Now getting to the two high marks. Between 58 and 67, the vast majority, 80%, are certain that they can come up with $2,000 for an emergency. Again, only 37% can stay on a budget, but only 6%, a very small number, have experienced a credit rejection or are concerned about getting rejected. And the highest mark on the scale is between 68 and 100. And you would guess that most have high levels of savings, 80% have more than $10,000 in liquid assets, almost 70% make auto deposits into their savings account and retirement accounts, and 81% have health insurance. Please go to the link below and take the test and see where you fall on the scale. If you have a high temperature, then you're doing well. If you have a low one, then you need to work on ways to get back in shape. In the next video, I will cover 10 ways to raise your score and your financial health. If you spend an hour on these exercises, I know you will be taking the steps that will benefit you for the long term. I want to thank you again for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and subscribe. I would also love to hear comments about topics you'd like to hear and how I can make this channel great. And until next time.